Hello, and today I'll be taking you through a full guide on how to bulk. So here we've got a few pictures. We've got Jay Cutler, Eddie Hall on their peak bulk, and we've got a lot of food in the middle. First up, we've got diet and the volume of your diet. So what I mean by this is how many calories you eat in every single day. So there's this cool little website called Calorie Calculator that which you can use. I'll leave a link in the description. And basically this will tell you your maintenance calories, and with this you would add 200 to 500 extra calories to this depending on how fast you want to bulk. If you want to bulk faster, then add more calories every single day, but beware because this can make you gain a little bit more fat than usual. And if you struggle with eating, then I would suggest having like shakes with a lot of calories packed into them so it's easy to eat, or just try smaller but more meals throughout the day, which might be easy to get down. And here I have a little picture of the 10,000 calorie challenge. But what I mean by this is don't go crazy with your calories. If your maintenance is 2,000, then don't be going eating 5,000 calories. It's just no need. It will not work out in the long term. Second up, we're going to go through diet, specifically macros, and this is going to be pretty quick and simple. For carbohydrates, you use them as energy, so I'd suggest eating them before you work out. But after intaking all your protein and fats needed, just fill the rest up with carbohydrates, I would say. But for protein, you want to times your body weight by 0.8 times how much you weigh in pounds, and that'll tell you how many grams of protein you'll be eating every single day. This can go up to 1 to 1.2 times, but I would say this is unnecessary for most people, unless your protein synthesis is very weak. You can eat very little or very many fats, but this doesn't really matter. But the baseline should be about 0.5 times by your body weight in pounds. And yeah, that's it. But I've got a few pictures here, just some carbs, some sources of fat, and some sources of protein. You will notice that some of the sources of protein are also the sources of fat, because when you eat certain types of meat, they will have fat on them, unless you remove it yourself. But these are normally healthy fats, so they should be good for you. Third up, we're going to be talking about training, specifically volume, weight and rest. And with volume, I would say to do about 3 to 5 days a week, focusing on recovery and using low rep but high weight compound lifts, so you can progressively overload with that weight and get heavier and heavier on your lifts. So basically you want to be using these compound lifts because you don't want to be doing different exercises every single week, because then you won't be able to track how much you're increasing and how much you're getting better. And compound lifts engage all your muscles, so that's why I would suggest doing that. With rest, I would say instead of just jumping around from each machine, giving yourself 30 seconds rest, just going back and forth, I'd say to give yourself a good at least 2 minutes to probably even 4 minutes on some cases with stuff like the deadlift, which I'm showing here on the picture, because you're going to give that longer rest time so you can perform even heavier and better on the next set and continue working at the same intensity and rate. Here I've got a few examples of some compound movements, and we've got a heavy deadlift and basically how to get strong, big and fit. Obviously we're going to be going for the more big and the more strong on this side. So what I mean by that is when you're training for strength, you want to be doing low reps, which I've emphasised on the volume up here. But if you want to be getting big and muscular, you can do 6 to 12 reps. But normally, if you're getting stronger, you are getting bigger, and if you're getting bigger, you're probably getting stronger. So it doesn't matter too much. So apply what you will and just enjoy your training. Fourth on the list, we're going to be talking about cardio, and usually people on a bulk, when they mention cardio, they think, oh, I don't want to do it, I'm going to lose more weight, it'll ruin my gains. But I would say you should be doing cardio, especially if you're partaking in a dirty bulk, because your heart is going to be suffering a lot, man. So doing this cardio will kind of balance this out a little bit more, and it's just more healthy in general. If you're doing a sport, however, and you have to train every day or every few days, then you can ignore this, but just know that you will have to eat a little bit more to be actually bulking instead of just maintaining your physique. Here I've got a few examples of what you could be doing for a cardio. So you can do in any ball sport, any martial art, or just running in general with machines at the gym or anything like that. Next up, we're going to be talking about the difference between a dirty bulk and a clean bulk. So a dirty bulk usually involves fast food, which is more unhealthy, but Doing this might lead to the same sort of results, except from the fact that you're going to gain a lot more fat. This won't actually really limit the amount of muscle you're able to put on, but it does mean that you're going to have to cut afterwards, which is getting leaner and eating less calories. So you'll lose this body fat and be able to show off the hard work and muscle you've gained throughout the bulk period. And clean bulk is the opposite of this. It's a lot healthier and stricter, which could be harder for some people, which is why people normally dirty bulk. It can also be more expensive, but it does lead to better results in the long term. Then we've got the big question: should you actually bulk? Well, if you're looking to build strength and muscle, then absolutely yes. However, if you're obese or overweight, I don't think you should bulk, because the benefits that you're going to get from strength and muscle are pretty much negligible, because you're already pretty big anyways, so going to the gym will have the same effect as if you've already bulked. So the heart problems and health side effects is just not worth it. However, if you're very skinny, I demand that you go on a mandatory bulk, because I don't want you to be seeing in the summer people having basically no muscle on the frame and just like showing off their abs, which is just you're so lean that you can just see the barely any muscle underneath. So you technically do have abs, well done, but there's no muscle there, so you shouldn't be really proud of it. People are normally scared because they don't want to bulk. Oh, I'm going to lose all my abs, and you're not going to be absolutely amazingly impressive to girls, but the hard work needs to be done and needs to be put in for the benefits later on. Here I've got some pictures of someone who's skinny. Then we've got some pictures of someone who's obese, but we've got a picture of Eddie Hall here, which is like a kind of special exception because he is massive and technically obese, yet he has abs. So he is in very healthy condition, but it just doesn't seem so when you go into like a BMI calculator. Also, don't trust BMI calculators, they talk shit. Now you know how to bulk, you might be questioning when you should bulk. So usually people might bulk up in the winter when you have more baggy clothes on, but then lean down and cut in the summer to show off the hard-earned muscle when you have your top off. You're on the beach. We've got an example here on the right corner. However, do what best suits you and what feels right at the time. Like last slide I was talking about, if you're obese, cut, and if you're very skinny, then you should be bulking. And I think you should bulk if you've been hitting plateaus in the gym, because if you can't get that heavier weight and you've been trying for weeks on weeks on weeks and you just can't get it, but you're noticing that you're staying around the same weight and not making much progress, you need a bulk. And having this bulk will make you gain a lot of weight and muscle, so then when you actually do end up cutting, it means that you'll cut back the fat and excess weight but keep the muscle, so then when you get back down to the same weight that you was before, you'll be pushing even more heavier weights. So this is just the whole process that you just need to keep restarting and going through all throughout your life, and eventually it'll just get you absolutely massive. And that will be it from me today. Thank you for watching. Here I've got some compound lifts on the routine that I suggest doing that I've made. So here we've got incline dumbbell press. That'll include your chest, triceps and shoulders. Pull-ups, just your back and your lats. Hip thrust, hamstrings and glutes. Squats will do your quads and glutes. Row machine will do your back and your lats, and wide dips will do your chest, shoulders and your triceps. But they're just some examples. You can switch these out for whatever you'd like. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.